This video will change the way you will run your business. Have you heard of the Hedgehog Concept? The Hedgehog Concept looks at three elements. What are you the best at? What are you passionate about? And what drives you and your business economically? If you combine these three elements, you will get the Hedgehog Concept, which drives immensely sustainable, successful business that have long-term profit. So welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. Today I will be diving deeper into how you can use this hedgehog concept in your business and how it can drive long-term sustainable strategic growth, financial value generation using these three elements. So welcome to my channel. My name is Luc Nicolas Werketien and I am the founder of Purpose Driven. With this channel, I hope to be helping aspiring entrepreneurs and business owners build a business that they are passionate about and that is purpose driven. So the hedgehog concept, it is perhaps not familiar to many people, but it is actually a very valuable practice, very valuable exercise if either you already have a business or you're planning on starting one. Why? Because it contains one of the secret ingredients in my eyes to run a successful business, which is having purpose or having passion for something. If that ingredient misses, it is like having a pan of soup without having or putting in any salt. So what happens is that the meal that you're preparing will perhaps have the right conditions, will have the right ingredients, but is missing that essential ingredient is missing, that what makes you actually different and unique from other people, what actually makes the product or offerings that you're offering to your clients better than others. And that is your purpose. Your passion is what makes you unique compared to other businesses. So let's have a look at how you could be applying this concept in your business or on something that perhaps you're working on. So if you look at what drives your business economically, we can see that in the majority of the cases, people always look at the current state of their business, on the current state of what they're actually offering their clients, their customers. But they often forget the underlying question is, what is the economic driver for the success of your business? And that isn't necessarily a product that you're offering. It could be perhaps much more focused towards actually the way you provide your product. So is it perhaps in the service that you provide additionally in complement to the actual product itself? So if you imagine to change something in your business that will actually change the way you operate, then the thing that drives you economically is not the product itself, but is actually, again, the way you perform certain business activities. So I will give you an example. Domino's. You've heard of Domino's Pizza. You probably have eaten several pizzas, and even if you like them or not, it's about the idea that there are so many pizzerias in the world. Why did Domino's become so successful? Why did they manage to dominate the world of pizzas? I mean, it's something very general knowledge to know that one of the most famous pizzas around can be bought at Domino's. Why didn't, for example, the Italians, which are the best at, in my opinion, making good pizzas? What has to do with what drives the business economically? What drives is not the product itself. The product itself isn't high quality. The product itself is at best average, mediocre quality. But what drives the business of Domino's economically is the fact that the service component they have is one of the best. And the service component is that if you order a pizza, it will be delivered within 30 minutes or free. That's their slogan, right? So the economic driver behind their success is their service component. And when we look at what makes businesses successful and sustainable over a long period of time, it is innovation. So when you manage to grab a very simple product that has been available for thousands of years and manage to add a service component that is innovative, you manage to create an economic driver, a driver for financial performance, financial profit that is comparable to none. So keep that in mind. That's the second element, the economic driver behind value creation in a business. And the third element is being the best at what you do. So being the best has to do the most with the quality the quality level that is perceived by the customer. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you're actually the best. I can give you an example. When I was studying in university, I had a professor who was really, really intelligent and really smart. He knew basically everything which related to finance and business. But a lot of my classmates, because of the way he used to teach, didn't like what he had to say. So they didn't actually perceive he was actually providing the best, highest quality level of education. In comparison, there was another professor who perhaps wasn't the smartest or the most intelligent of all, but he had a way to communicate that what he had to offer in a very interesting way. He perhaps introduced storytelling. He introduced the lessons which were very interactive. So he managed to actually become one of the best at what he did, not necessarily by being the best at providing the service or providing or making the product, but by the way he delivered the the way that professor delivered the services, the way he delivered the lectures. And that is the lesson that we can derive from this hedgehog concept of creating a sustainable profitable business, is that it is much more often about the underlying factor on how we do things rather than the actual thing itself. And that is actually something not a lot of people realize, that when they buy a product or a service from a big company. For example, imagine that you have to buy a new television. The first thing you ask yourself is, what are my needs? And most often than not, we make an emotional purchase. We make an emotional decision. We actually do not calculate technically which product is best. We often let our decision be influenced by our emotions. Perhaps we love that specific brand which our friends or our family have. Perhaps if we purchase that other brand, we get that specific social influence, or we get to talk to our colleagues at work that we bought a TV of that kind of brand. So that is part of being the best at what you do. Isn't necessarily the product or service itself, but is very much related to how you communicate to your customers, your prospects, to your market, but also the way you provide that service or product. So, to recap this model, the hedgehog concept looks at three elements. What are you passionate about? Where is your purpose? What drives you? What motivates you intrinsically? The second one is, what is the driver for economic wealth? What economic value generation over time? And the third element is, what are you best at? What are you best at in your business, providing services to your customers? What differentiates you from your competitors? So I hope you found this concept valuable. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. I have a video about how you can find your own purpose and build your business around it. And I have a video about a marketing strategy, which is one of the most essential business skills when considering building or growing up your business. So again, thank you for your time and see you in the next one.